We look to Revelation 21 with hope. We dream of a new day thinking, someday, someday. But that someday seems like forever away. We live in a season of uncertainty and endings. The author of Revelation 21 certainly did. John was exiled on the island of Patmos because of his faith. And the 7 churches to whom he was writing were experiencing great uncertainty and persecution. These Christians who refused to worship the emperor were seen as disloyal and unpatriotic. For some, this meant death. For some, it meant social and economic discrimination, financial crisis because citizens refused to give business to Christians, kicked out of local unions that were crucial to maintaining work, violent actions against Christians who lived a life that looked odd and different to outsiders. I'm sure that John's vision provided hope for the future, but I'm also sure that it seemed like something so distant they wondered if it was worth waiting for. John longed for this distant day too. I can imagine that the passing of the sea was an image especially hopeful for him. You see, water is what physically separated John from his church family while he was exiled on an island. I'm sure John anxiously awaited the passing of the sea and the arrival of a new city that was home to God and God's people. We too long for the passing of the sea, the passing of those things that separate us from God and leave us stranded alone. Doubt, fear, pride, selfishness, greed. We long for a day when our tears will dry up, never to return. When we are not haunted by the possibility of death and tearful endings. When pain is erased from our memories. And we sigh with John, someday. In the meantime, this passage provides us with hope. It is our light at the end of the tunnel that keeps us moving forward. The image of God wiping away our tears, of God dwelling with us, not removed or distant, but abiding with us as a member of our household, provides us hope to carry on. This vision challenges the 7 churches of Asia and all readers since to be conquerors, to hang on to the faith. It promises sweet, life-giving water that will quench every thirst and longing. It promises a perfect parent who will love us unconditionally. This passage is the climax of the book of Revelation, and some scholars would argue the climax of all of Scripture. God, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, proclaims from the throne, "It is done." This climax has already been accomplished. Through Christ's death, resurrection, and ascension, the new Jerusalem has been established, and God has made God's home with the people. Though it may seem so far away, though our newspapers, TV screens, and own experiences scream otherwise, we are reminded here that God is dwelling among us.